Hi, it's another edition of the Lee-Winans family channel. I am Nana.
And I'm Nathan.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know one single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing.
So at what point in time do you think it becomes toxic to have in-laws involved in your relationship?
Well, in any relationship, so it shouldn't be just your in-law. Any relationship at a point becomes toxic. So yeah, today we are focusing on the toxic side of the relationship with in-laws. So I would say that boundaries, having clear boundaries could sometimes help prevent toxic relationship with in-laws. So yeah, I mean, the fact
any example of that?
The fact that we have a beautiful relationship with your in-laws doesn't mean that they should let's say they should walk in just anytime. Same with you. You can't just walk in anytime to your brother-in-law's home. I mean, anytime, just like unannounced, and they get home and you are in the kitchen making food for yourself. And yeah, in the beginning it would sound okay. But going forward, if I now, why did you take this? Oh, well, this I put down for somebody. Oh, I didn't know. And the next minute, your in-law is bringing you a bag of rice because he said he took a cup of rice and things like that. So I think for me, clear boundaries sometimes. Yeah. You love each other, you visit each other, but anytime you're visiting, you at least you make a call. Oh, are you home today? We are coming to spend the day with you. Oh, really? Today we are out. Let's make it tomorrow. Is that okay? I mean, there should be So boundaries.
Yeah. So also avoid discussing negative stuff about your spouse with their family members. There may be one or two, in quote, level-headed people from your point of view, that if you need critical advice because you're going through one challenge or the other with your spouse, that you can reliably, and you're not sort of bad-mouthing your spouse, but you're asking for help.
Yeah.
You can't do that. But if you become too easy with this and you start talking so much about your spouse to her family or his family, what you're doing are two things. If those people already were looking for something to play down your spouse, you are arming them.
Yes.
But the other thing too could be, as they say, blood is always thicker than water. That you're arming them to gang against you. And then you get to hear all these stories and they never get told well. So avoid being negative about your spouse to his or her family. In that sense.
Yes. And then I think Nathan mentioned something earlier that also matters here. Let's respect the two parties, the in-laws and the spouse, so that if one way or the other somebody offends another party, at least the spouse in question should be able to address that nicely. Because if, for example, Nathan's sister offends me, now Nathan is torn between his sister and I. So what is he going to do? But I think
blood is thicker than water.
Yes.
I know what to do. I'm going for my sisters. I'm joking.
Okay, so yeah, in times like this, I think you need to weigh how you go about it and respect both parties. You don't just go and condemn your sister and then now your sister hates your wife, and you don't just condemn your wife and then your sister has power over your wife. But I mean, we should, I don't know, sit and manage it nicely so that there's respect. So as he said, we can joke, but there should be a limit. His sister is definitely not my sister, but my sister in love.
And that's really true. And the other thing also is abuse of privilege.
Yes.
So we have parents and siblings who will be willing at any point in time to step in to take care of our children when we need that help. But imagine when we suddenly think that because they are there, we're always planning our lives, and it feels like we have things to do. We are planning to be progressive and do stuff, and we're letting them carry the burden on our behalf constantly. That, I think, is exploiting privilege.
Yes.
Because one would have to also think that your in-laws are engaged in one thing or the other. Even if they're on retirement, remember that retirement is also a goal. Somebody told himself, when I'm 60 years, I'm going to retire and take it easy.
Yes.
And now you're going to throw your burden of your own life plan on them without being thoughtful. So what I'm saying is, where you find yourself like we do with family or in-laws who are happy to support at all times,
we shouldn't
don't exploit it.
Yeah.
Make sure that when you're calling them for help, then it is really, really needed.
Yes.
So they would also even sacrifice in moments where they find it difficult to do it for you, because they know you have them in mind. And then you should also be ready to take them
when they also need your support.
You should be able to take them on and to help. Now, if you don't do that, then they're going to think of you differently, and that's where the toxic thing starts. They start giving you excuses when you call and all of that.
Also, let's talk about fairness. We need to be fair when it comes to in-laws. What you think your husband's family shouldn't do, you shouldn't also let your family do. You think your husband's family shouldn't be coming over anytime, but your family is coming over anytime. That's not fair. So when you set the rules, make sure that it's fair on both parties, and that's what we do. If we are not in the mood to accommodate anybody, it's both parties.
And then, well, maybe this point, I hope I'm able to explain it well, but you know your family much better than I do, and I know my family also much better than you do, and so I may be able to understand certain things that they do. Now, point is, it doesn't make it right from your perspective.
Okay.
But maybe I'm used to it, and that's how we go about our things. You have your family, you go about your own things in a different way. Now, but because we're together now, you see it differently, I see yours differently. And one of the things that we have worked on is to be able to understand why the things on my part sort of, you don't understand it the way it is done on my part, and also to understand your part, how things are done. So a funny example is, I come from the Eastern region, I'm a Ethiopian. We have this upbringing where your senior brother or senior sister or your father, when they speak, you really don't have to challenge, even if you're not happy. And we've grown up with that. And so my siblings up to today, once in a while, and this not shut up kind of relationship. You can speak, but know that you're just sharing an opinion at that moment. If there should be a judgment, the judgment goes right away in favor of the elderly one before any merit is given at any point. And you look at me and say, oh, but this, I think, probably you should have addressed it.
Yeah, because I before initially I didn't get that part, because I just, as for me and my siblings, we are siblings. They are older ones and we are younger ones, but I mean, we just talk and tell you straight, oh, this is not right, let's do it this. And then I didn't understand why Nathan would not say something like that, and then after his explanation, I just got it, and would always sit back and just watch.
And sometimes my big brothers will be playing jokes with her, and she'll be responding in the jokes.
And then he'll be standing behind me,
and I'm scratching my
head
and
winking. Stop that!
Don't do it! Stop it! Because I joke with my brothers, but I won't go to that level she would go with them, and they are fine. But I'm itching, because that is not how we're brought up. I can't do that with my senior brothers.
Now he's sick, right?
So yeah, but the way we dealt with it was to let her understand my upbringing.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want you to be free with my brothers, or I think, to be honest, those days when you get into that mood with them, I'm like, you're being disrespectful. Like in my head.
Yeah.
Come on, that's not how we do it. Don't do it, But after your call, they just come to me and say, you're so nice, you're so lovely, you're easy to go. And that's their view of it. And I can't do that with them because of how we were brought up. But the way we've resolved that is for me to understand, for you to understand my upbringing. And now you still joke with them, but you've sort of toned down.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're balancing the equation.
To make sure that he's happy.
So I'm happy because and also for you, you talk so much on the phone with your family.
I have a background that we are so much in touch. I mean, when I say in touch, I'm not necessarily going to sit in their homes and talk and then do, but I mean, almost
you're on phone
all the time. We talk to each other. We have WhatsApp groups. I mean, we can sit on the phone and have a whole evening talk because we haven't caught up in, like, let's say the week or something. Yeah, so we are in touch. We have a tight bond. Let me put it. Yeah. And this gentleman sitting here has a different view.
I just wondered why they're always on phone. Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand how you can sit with your auntie on the phone and talk for 20 minutes. Like, he doesn't just get it.
Yeah. And your sister?
Yeah.
You talk all the time. And then you hang up the phone and she calls again. And then you hang up and you call again. Yeah, talking about everything. But, for me, I've come to respect it in the sense that you guys are so close. And it's something I have imbibed in my own way of living. Anyways, so what we are literally saying is that you need the community of in-laws is a blessing.
It's a blessing. It's a good one.
It's a good one. However, it can become toxic.
Yes.
And it can become toxic based on how the relationship goes. But somebody would say there are in-laws who are just bad from beginning.
For me, if you find yourself in a relationship like that, if I were the one, it would be so painful because these are a group of people that are with you from day one till the end of your marriage, maybe death do you apart. So it can be painful to ride with toxic in-laws like that. But I would encourage anyone in such a situation never to give up on prayer, because if they are not there for you, God would still be there for you. So just keep praying. There could be a turning point. And as I always say, I tell Nathan, don't forget we'll be in-laws one day. So if we don't like something that we are seeing, let's make sure that we learn from it and we don't repeat it when we are in-laws one day.
Yeah. And between the spouses or the spouse, whichever one whose side may have that issue, I think should at a point be honest about the condition of your own family, so your spouse would understand that even though you're having challenges, I am still in this with you and I still love you. I may not be able to change them, but just know that out of those people, at least one of them is good enough to love you and to keep you. And that should be a good encouragement for you to go on. Yeah. And like she said, prayer changes things.
It's the key.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and share and comment. Let's talk about in-laws. Let's share what we've learned from them so far.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know one single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing.